Rohan Bopanna and Sriram Balaji are practicing in the afternoon Paris time in Roland Garros. So it's an important tournament for Rohan Bopanna for several reasons. Look, to be realistic, we are not perhaps giving medals to the Indian doubles contingent. They've come together. Rohan has picked Balaji for two reasons. One, Balaji has a heavy game, according to Rohan, big serve, big game, and could well come here and make a difference to the Indian pair. Secondly, in the French Open, Rohan and Balaji squared off, and he mentioned that kind of influenced the call between Yuki Bhamri and Sriram Balaji. After that, they went and trained in Hamburg. Let's also give you the update that on the 23rd, it was raining here in Paris, and the Indian pair went to the Roland Garros. Unfortunately, they could not train. So on the 24th, they are actually going there to train, and they will practice. They will also play a practice match around 2 p.m. local time to get themselves ready. So that's the kind of update that we are getting from the Indian tennis team, that Rohan and Balaji will be training at the Roland Garros and will also play a practice match. What's the kind of mood like? What's the kind of mentality like? How are they preparing for this Olympic Games? You know, the big player, he has defied every norm. He has broken every taboo. Rohan Bopanna spoke to us. In fact, I asked also about Rio and how disappointing that was. Is that the worst moment of his career? Rohan Bopanna spoke to us at length about his Olympic challenges, how he is preparing, the choice of Sriram Balaji, and a lot more. So as we get ready to see them in action in Paris, listen in to what Rohan Bopanna told us at RevSportz in this exclusive conversation. As we said, they are training at Roland Garros in the afternoon on the 24th here in Paris. Listen in to what Rohan Bopanna said. Practically every box ticked. But the one thing, I remember 2016, I remember after, I remember before, I don't know how he digested it. I couldn't. Sania couldn't. We still talk about it. You know, he's done everything. World #1, Grand Slams, breaking everything, inspiring all of us that nothing's impossible. Perhaps the only box is the Olympic Games. Rohan, thoughts?
I know speak English, Boria. What do you say about 2016? At 2016, I don't think any one of us thought we'll be here in this position at 2024. So, today we are here. We have to give it every shot. The result, nobody knows, what can happen. Nobody can predict that. But the proudest moment, I think, is that we are here to represent India. I don't think anyone would have ever thought of that in 2016.
I did not, because I thought it was the end of the road. I did not expect Rohan Bopanna to be around leading India in 2024 in Paris.
Exactly. So, well, here we are. At least we have another shot at this beautiful sport, beautiful journey, and it's a proud moment. The last 18 months has been absolutely incredible. And, we're in a position to, go back to the Olympics and, give it our best shot.
Ron, that's the story. Because of the last 18 months. Had it not been for the last 18 months, I wouldn't have asked the question. But now, Rohan Bopanna can do everything. So the thing is, you can. Now go do it. Who thought world #1 at 43? Who thought world number whatever at so-and-so Grand Slam? Who thought? So you continuously broken these barriers. So the expectation in the country has continued to grow up. That is the point. But on a more realistic note, Rohan, how's the preparation going? Scratch team. You obviously are playing together at the moment, Hamburg, etc. But give me a sense. How's the preparation?
I think, Boria, to be realistically honest, I think this is the first time after almost over a decade. I think I'm going into games like this, kind of at least having a good camaraderie with someone. Last time I think was with Mahesh back in 2012, and the more so is that at least we're getting to spend some time together, before going into the Olympics. Here in Hamburg this week, I'm speaking here to you from here. I'm playing a tournament here with Balaji, and we have a good team. We have a coach, Balu, who's been extensively working with, Balaji, and I've known him for, 25 years now. And also Rebecca traveling with us as a physio. So I think we have a good team around us to help us at least, be well prepared. And I'm really thankful, to the the top scheme, which has been fantastic. And, with a lot of support, I think a lot of the athletes who have received have genuinely, I think, put themselves in a good position in order to prepare well and be ready at the games. And, likewise for us, I think that is extremely important, extremely key. And these next 10 days are going to be a really crucial time where we're going to, get to know each other much better. Even though I've known Balaji for a long, long period of time, all these youngsters, now I'm keeping in touch with them. I know their results. I follow each and every progress of their journey. And it'll be nice to actually understand him and play with him along side on the same court, just to get that good vibe together going into Olympics.
2012, you remember, I mean, I was there as well. I mean, we've sort of had this journey together in many, many ways. You and Mahesh in London and then obviously 16. But Rohan, why Balaji? I mean, what is the real, because so much talk some months back, choice of Balaji, obviously sort of you had the say. I mean, there has to be one clarity of thought on your part as to what are the strengths that you have opted to sort of go with Balaji for this Olympics.
Yes, absolutely. Boria, I think it came down to two guys when I was just closing into Roland Garros, because I knew after Roland Garros is going to be the deadline for picking that partner. It was going to be between Balaji and Yuki Bambri. These are the two guys who are actually doing pretty well on the circuit and also playing at a higher level, playing the big challenges, playing the tour events, playing against the top teams. I think so that kind of helped me narrow down from a few guys who've been doing really well in the double circuit currently. Thanks to the doubles program started by us, which has really helped that journey. But I felt just because on the surface being clay, I needed somebody who's more athletic, agile, and I felt that he's one of the guys who is extremely good at that, and who can help me in the surface probably. And when I spoke to my coach Scott Davidoff, spoke to Balachandran as well, we did a lot of pros and cons, and we said, yeah, Balaji would be the right person, because also he's a guy who has a big game. Explosive, game, which can always help me as a partner. I've played with a lot of partners who have that kind of game style, serving big and playing big, and starting from the days of Esamullah Qureshi. So that was one of the reasons I actually leaned more towards Balaji, especially looking at the surface being clay. The next question, Rohan, when I think Olympics, it is never about rankings. It is never about a person's pedigree in that sense, or, okay, world number 1 or 2. It becomes a very different ball game come the Olympic Games. And we have seen with results. We have seen time and again. What is it about the Olympics? Because you might be facing a pair of two players who are individually ranked higher, because in your case with your partner, you might not have that kind of ranking. But an Olympic Games is a different ball game, and anybody can win on that particular day. No, absolutely, Boria. It is very, very different. And also the games in general itself, right? I mean, compared to the regular circuit where maybe you're making a debut in a Grand Slam, or a Masters series, for example, but you still know who the players are, who everyone around is. You're familiar with, watching them playing and being around in that surroundings. And when it comes to Olympics, it's not only you're playing against these top athletes, but also when you come back after practice and you come back to the village, you have world-class athletes. And that is something very different, very overwhelming, to be in that scenario, because everyone out there is, the top of the top sportsmen are from their country. And it is, a fantastic feeling just walking around, and it can get overwhelming. So anytime you step into an Olympic game, I think there is a lot more riding on the game. And yeah, absolutely, it's about who takes the pressures on that situation on that day, and plays better tennis. And I really believe that Bala and me, if we play, to our potential, we have every chance of, winning against any team out there.